They do agree $2,000 monthly checks only for the low income and fixed income beneficiaries going forward is the best approach and would give the best bang for the buck for the money distributed. I have all the details and exactly what they're saying here in the video. Let's jump right into it. First off, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, will you please make sure to like the video with the big thumbs up button right down below the video? Thank you, really appreciate it. Also, as long as you're down there, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well with the big subscribe button. Thank you, really appreciate your support, and let's talk through the details. All right, so let me share with you the details behind this because there's a lot of people out there, many of you here in this community, I see your comments down below all the time, who are low income, fixed income, Social Security, SSDI, survivor, spousal, SSI, VA beneficiaries, reaching out asking, hey, when are we going to get some type of monthly checks, UBI, GBI, stimulus checks, monthly checks, whatever it happens to be. Hey, we need some extra financial support right now. We're really struggling. I totally agree with you. Well, remember a couple years ago when we got the stimulus checks? That was a little bit of a test, right? So they sent out all these stimulus checks to 85% of the population, and they found that, whoa, this was pretty good, and we got a ton of stimulus throughout the entire economy. And what did that lead to? We led to supply chain issues where we saw store shelves empty because we were all out there spending our stimulus checks at the same time. And then we also found that, it led to a lot of inflation as well, right? We've been dealing with inflation for a very long time, and it's taken years to bring that inflation back down after it peaked way back in June of 2022 at 9.1%. So we've been dealing with this inflation for a long time, right? It's been a major situation that we've been dealing with. So as a result of that, there's actually been some interesting studies out there, and I want to talk about these because it's actually showing what we really need to do going forward, which is send money out to everybody? No, not even close. In fact, sending money out, highly focused money out to the low income and fixed income beneficiaries is actually the best approach going forward. I know, does that sound like music to your ears? I know, right? So let me share with you the details. Now, I wanted to share with you this study here because this is a really good one that actually depicts a lot of what I want to share with you. Now, there's a bunch of different studies out there. This one that I'm sharing with you here in this video is actually a little bit older, but it doesn't really matter. This one actually makes a little bit more sense. A couple others that I wanted to share with you had a ton of graphs and a bunch of highly sophisticated words and analogies and calculations and stuff, and I thought, you know what, this actually wouldn't be good to share here as far as like a visual in the video because honestly, it really didn't make a whole lot of sense for for a lot of people. So anyway, this other one makes a lot more sense here. That's why I'm sharing this one with you. But anyway, here's what they're showing. Sending out ongoing $2,000 monthly checks specifically focused on the low income who have a above median MPC, which is marginal propensity to consume. They actually find that this would be the best approach going forward. Now, as you can see there with the article that I was sharing with you, sending out $1,000 to just everyday people would only have a 69-cent per dollar spent effect on the real economy. That's not good. So in other words, if they send out $1, they get 69 cents back worth in basically economic activity, right? That means 31 cents has basically just evaporated into the ether. That's not good, right? They want as close to $1 back as they can, ideally even more than that. Well, guess what? They found that if they sent out $2,000 checks to those people who have an above median MPC, marginal propensity to consume, they actually get 96 cents back on that dollar. Not a bad return, right? Now, yes, they are still losing 4 cents or basically a 4% on that $1, but at the end of the day, it's way better than the 69 cents, right? So what they continue to find is that they're looking to send out money in the event of another major economic downturn, like what we saw before, and all kinds of things like this. What they find is that sending out money to everybody is actually a terrible approach. Sending out money to 85% of the population like we saw a few years ago was not a good idea, right? Now, again, there's mixed opinions on this. I don't want to sit here and take sides. I don't want to, turn this video into a polarizing video, but I'm just simply saying, I think we can all probably agree. It led to a lot of problems, and 85% of the population didn't need it. But as we continue to look into the details behind this, the lowest income and fixed income beneficiaries, which encompasses, depends on where you draw the line as far as income, It encompasses anywhere between about 50 million and 100 million people in this country. So that's maybe like 1/6 to 1/3 of our population at most, right? Versus 85% of our population. Major, major, major difference right there, right? So anyway, we're looking at anywhere between like 17% and about 33% of our population versus 85% of our population. Big difference, huge difference, right? But anyway, these people have, again, marginal propensity to consume, a high level of this. Now, let me explain the details behind this, because I know this is kind of confusing. Like, what do I mean by that? Why do I keep saying that phrase? And what do I really mean by it? Well, there's basically three different categories. There's low MPC, marginal propensity to consume. There's medium MPC, and there's high MPC. People that are high income and that don't spend much money, as in they have a comfortable income and they don't really need the money, they generally have a low MPC. In other words, if you were to give a high income person $2,000, what would they do with it? They'd probably save it, they'd probably hoard it, they'd probably pay down bills with it, things like this. Non-stimulative activities. That is not the purpose of sending out money. So this type of person would have a low MPC, and they are not what we're looking for. Now, somebody that has like a medium income, somebody that's kind of like not really struggling financially, but yet not, rolling in the dough, stuff like that. They have kind of like a medium income, right? A decent income, a livable wage, something like that. You give them $2,000, they spend a portion of it, and then they save the rest or pay down debts with the rest. Again, not really good, not really bad. It's just kind of right in the middle. It's not really all that effective. However, here's what they find. Sending out $2,000 to the highest MPC people, which generally tend to be low income or fixed income beneficiaries. If they send $2,000 to these individuals, guess what they find? These individuals are high MPC, winner, winner, exactly what we're looking for, okay? Now, what they find with these people is that generally within 10 days, these individuals spend 80% of the $2,000. They spend 80% of it within just the first 10 days. That's $1,600. The remaining $400, or the remaining 20% of that money, is usually spent within the next 30 days as well. This is very, very stimulative and exactly what they want in the event of the distribution of more money that goes out in whatever reform it may be. It could be ongoing checks, one-off stimulus checks. It could be monthly checks. It could be UBI, GBI, whatever we want to call it. There's all these different programs that are out there, but this is exactly the type of group that they're looking for. So low income and fixed income with a high MPC, a high marginal propensity to consume. In other words, they get $2,000, they spend 80% of it within 10 days, and the 100% of it within 30 days, exactly what we want. Now, here's the thing. I want to throw this out there really quickly because there's a lot of confusion about stimulus checks and ongoing monthly payments and stuff like this. There's a lot of people that think, oh, they care about us so much they want to give us money to help us financially. Wrong. That is not the case. They do not give us stimulus checks because they care. They give us stimulus checks because they're using us. They're using us. That's the fact. They're using us to get money into the economy. So what they do is they print a bunch of money, hundreds of billions or trillions of dollars. They call it an EIP, economic impact payment, or they call it generically a stimulus check. They give it to us and they say, here, we're worried about your finances. Not, they don't. And then they say, here, why don't you go buy yourself some stuff? I don't know, some clothes, some shoes, some food, maybe a new car. Why don't you travel, make yourself, happy, go somewhere, do something, right? And they say, go and spend this money. Well, guess what that does? It stimulates the economy. When you give, say, 100 million people, or whatever it happens to be. I mean, this last time it was, 280 some million people, 85% of the population. When you give 100 million or 200 million or 280 million people, say $1,400 or $2,000, whatever it happens to be, and you say, here's some free money. Why don't you do what you want with it? What do you think the people are going to do? Are they going to sit there and look at it? Are they going to sit and count it all day? Are they going to sit and save it and pay down debts with it? Not really. Most people, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to go spend either a little bit of it, most of it, or a portion of it. And then there's the percentage of people that are just going to say, I'm just going to save it. I'm going to save it. That's a real good idea. I'm going to save it, right? So that's the purpose of stimulus checks or any type of economic impact payment, is to spend it quickly and to stimulate the economy. That's the purpose, okay? So as we continue to see these studies that have shown up, after the distribution of those 3 stimulus checks we got back in 2020 and 2021, 3 of them that we got during that time, these studies that have come up showing, hey, that was actually a bad approach. What we should be doing is sending out highly focused, higher payments to the low income, to the needy, to the low income, to the fixed income, whatever you want to call them, right? That's what they continue to say in these reports here. These groups of people, when we send money to them, they spend it quickly, they spend the majority of it, and then we don't need to send payments out to 85% of the population and cause supply chain issues, shortages on our store shelves, and inflation, things like that. But if we sent out $2,000 to say 50 million, maybe 100 million people, would that be inflationary? Minimally, not very much. It probably was cause a little bit of inflation, but not much. Would it cause supply chain issues? Probably not really. Would it cause shortages on the store shelves? Probably not really. Would it cause major other issues that we've been dealing with for the last couple of years? Probably not really, right? Reason being is money would only be going out to a portion of our population, not the majority of the population. That's where they messed up. Do you see what I'm saying here? So anyway, like I said, they agree. Seriously, there's a lot of people that agree. Going forward, we definitely do not need to send out checks to everybody. But if they just focus those payments on the low income and the high MPC people, which are low income and fixed income beneficiaries, that's where the money is. That is the best approach going forward. And the money will get into the economy exactly where it needs to go, right on cue, right where they want it to be, rather than a bunch of other money stored away, saved away, things like that, and then comes out some other day, in the future, and then causes prolonged inflation and prolonged issues that we've been dealing with, like we've been seeing here for the last, 3, almost 4 years now. Well, yeah, 3 years or so we can say, at least 3.5 years. Yeah, long time now, right? So anyways, does that help you out a little bit? I just want to bring this to your attention so you can see what's going on here. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, if you want me to come back and clarify on all this, of course, I will definitely do that for you. Let me know down below in the comment section. Otherwise, please, again, like the video, the big thumbs up button down below. Thank you, really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel as well, big subscribe button down below. Share the video with your friends on social media, again, down below. Otherwise, check out the other videos here on the channel, the thousands in the video library, almost 5,000 videos there. Otherwise, the videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, and right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Thank you so much. Check out one of those, and I'll see you again in just a minute.